Onimusha Blade Warriors by Capcom, first released in Japan in 2003, November 27th. Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it happens, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis Feo Grande on YouTube, back with the first episode of season 4 of the Whatever We Want podcast. And as usual, I am joined for the first time in a minute, but we're happy to be back. We're happy to have him, my co-host and runnermate on this channel. He bears watching Super Jazz
as nature intended. Let's see if I remember this. And this is like a joke, but not a joke if I remember this. What's going on, everybody? Yes, I go by, this is the Whatever We Want podcast. I go by the name of Superjaz, Superjaz, SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And like I said, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just diet. We do just diet. Where did that come from? Where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
Minus 3 months.
Minus 3 months. You know, hey, the Aquarian had to rise, okay? Busiest man, one of the busiest people I know, always out there hard working, Super Jazz. You just put on another show. And I believe you're still working on a third, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, the majority of what this, like, the focus of this episode could easily be is where the hell were we? And the reason why we were because of me, as far as like, you know, the main of the hiatus or whatever. Before I get into answering the question of what Pete just said, you know, with the shows or whatnot, I will say straight up, graciously, when you become best friends with people, right? We've been best friends for over 25 years, whatever, 26, some shit. I don't fucking know.
Along that line.
Yeah, but we've been best friends for long as fuck. So at this point, like I say, like I have a brother, and I call Pete the third brother because, you know, we so damn close. It's almost as if we, like, I gotta give Pete a lot of praise and graciousness and just cool for just the understanding, because every time, and you weren't expecting me to say this shit. No. Because I told you off of recording, like off camera, like what we were like where I'd been, but I'm just saying, like, the understanding of how we have been doing this show basically consistently for, without, you know, really missing like a week, maybe miss like a week for the last like 2.5, 3 years or whatever the fuck. But I got to give you a lot of thanks or whatever for the understanding, because he had pretty much been hitting me up throughout, and we would hit each other up and be like, hey, you know, when we recording, we got to make it work. You good, blah, blah, blah. And then when it came down to it, and when these last 3 weeks or so with the show and everything and what happened or whatever, it was almost like Pete just kind of understood, I'm going to give Jazz space, and just didn't hit me up. And, you know, would check in here and there, but for the most part, it wasn't like, hey, what's up? Hey, it was almost like you as a brother knew, yeah, well, clearly something's kind of going on.
Yeah.
So, and not like, where the fuck is he? Fuck him, I'm gonna leave him alone. But almost like, okay, this is a little out of the ordinary. I know it's nothing to be alarmed about, but he needs a little bit of space. So and I appreciate someone understanding and being like, okay, well, hey, obviously something ain't all the way in the usual. So I'm gonna let you, you know, chill out and just, you know, hit you up here and there as needed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I just like it shows that when you get the right people, obviously, like, we ain't making money from doing this yet, but when you get the right people, you can merge the business and the personal. So that's why I'm saying I just appreciate this shit. But no, as far as doing another show, yeah. So we did the first show last year. Well, first I'll say so. Thank you. That's a long way of saying thanks for understanding.
No, no
Um,
problem.
yeah. As we did the first show last year, went off better than I could have dreamed. I say that it's a cliche to say that, but it really went off better than I could have dreamed. Uh, this show, the the acting, because we basically got the same cast. We switched out one person, but we were able to get everybody else to come back. So oh, and shout out to Bill, friend of the
Mhm.
show, good friend of both of our, especially good friend of yours, Bill. Uh, Shout out to Bill, was able to make it this time with his lovely wife, and Bill thoroughly enjoyed himself, and I was, so happy that he was able to make it this time, and really, really, really loved what he saw. And we talked after for a little bit. He had to run, but better location. Uh, Actors this time, they did better, including myself, because you have a second time to do the same role. So there's some stuff that you kind of
Yeah.
you like because like for example, I have a monologue in the show, and there was some stuff with the monologue. I mean, we changed it around a little bit because of the blocking, like the movement or whatever. We changed it around because of different space. Like instead of me just standing here, I'm walking and whatnot. But there was some stuff that I uncovered this time that I wouldn't have thought about. My mom in the show, she said that there was some stuff that she kind of understood in the script that she didn't notice last time. I noticed where one of the actors in particular, there's a part where we do a rap piece, and he seemed this time just more at ease with the rap piece than he was the last time. So
Okay.
yeah. So acting wise, like location, different location, but a better one. Um, uh, Acting wise, better location. There was just some stuff that we got. The thing was, my car had broke down right before we started rehearsing, and I didn't realize, because I'm like, well, my car broke down, but I got to do what I got to do. I didn't realize that my car being broke down the way it was probably weighed on my psyche a little bit more than I thought it did. And putting on an entire fucking production as well as being in it. And this isn't to be like, oh no, everybody please feel sympathy for me. But putting on an entire production as well as being in the motherfucker while catching fucking the bus
Yeah.
was a lot. And I didn't think that it was a lot, but your subconscious picks up on shit, whether your ass realizes your subconscious is listening or not, goddamn it. So I didn't promote the show as good as I should or could have, because the first time it went off better than I could have imagined all around. This time, a lot of the acting and directing and whatnot went good, but and it was partially because it was one weekend too instead of 2 weekends. But this time around, the houses, like the audience wise, it didn't like bother me like, oh no, but I would have liked the houses to have been a little bigger. And I didn't necessarily be like, oh my God, but some of the audience members, people who I knew or whatever, they were like, dang, like they noticed the houses being small, and
Yeah.
my dad kind of so my dad kind of said a while ago, like this is years ago, but I remember one time my dad was saying something like humans are hurting animals, humans like notice shit or whatever, like humans will go where other humans are type of shit basically. And it's almost like if you go somewhere you see a small crowd, then you're not going to think that something is as, I guess, cool as if it was a huge house. So I think that them even seeing the houses not being huge, 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 it didn't
Yeah.
look as cool. But it didn't bother me as much because clearly, like, I want to make money off of this shit because I need a place to stay and food in my motherfucking mouth. But I'm not in this shit for anything except the artisticness and the energy exchange that you get from being there with a live crowd and
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, we should have and could have had better houses. We should have. And then the one time that we did have better houses because it was a new space, we had to get used to the logistics of how the space ran. So one of the big things that we had was some people were talking about they couldn't hear, and
Mm.
because the first night the house wasn't as big, the capacity, a lot of people sat closer to the action, so I can't hear wasn't something that I heard a lot.
Ah, or
But
maybe
then,
you couldn't hear it.
but then when we did have a decent sized house, then there's a few people talking about they couldn't hear and shit. So that was just something like as a producer where I was like, dang, because that's something that if I was the actor and when you started producing, it's shit you didn't have to worry about, you got to worry about now. And if I was
Mm.
the actor, I'd be like, dang, they couldn't hear. I just messed up. As a producer, I'm like, dang, they couldn't hear. And then you start to kind of be like, oh, I'm not beating myself up over it, but you start to kind of be like, damn, that is kind of on me. So and if people say, and like I was telling you off camera, my dad, because my dad helped, my whole family helped out, but my dad, he said, yeah, man, he said, you know, it's your first time in a new space. He said it was, you couldn't hear, but he said if you have the same problem again, then it's your fault. The first time, was bad, but the second time, there you go. So basically, I suffice all that to say, everybody, that the show went good as far as not to beat the dead horse, but the show went good as far as picking up nuances, the acting, the directing, the this, the that. But some of the logistic shit, some of the shit that as a producer, as an actor, not as much, but as a producer, you have to worry about the show. It could have tightened up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because if I look at it, and I expected the possibility of taking a loss, but if I look at it, I did take a loss. Like the first time I broke even, which was amazing for me to like break even to, I through my first show went off, without a hitch, and I basically like, didn't lose more money, at all. This time I did the math and I did lose some money, and it is what it is because it's all a learning process. The biggest thing that someone said to me, friend of the family, friend of my mom, actor, basically watch me grow up type of shit. She was talking about, yo, someone who noticed the house was kind of small and night. She went and uh she was like, hey, because now that I'm producing, a lot of people are saying, like, I can help you with this, I can help you with that, I can help you with this, I can help you with that. And of course, I'm listening and like, okay, well, maybe I'll call on you, maybe I won't. But one thing we're at the cast party, and I was like, so what is, something that I could do next time? And the one thing she said that stuck with me was you can't do it all by yourself. For whatever the motherfucker reason, I think I had this whole idea that I'm the producer, so I have to make sure this goes right, 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 dot dot dot. And to an extent, yeah, that's true. I have to make sure that everything, all the ducks are in a row. but I shouldn't be taking on the entire burden of every motherfucking thing to try and do every fucking thing on my
Yeah.
own.
Got to have at least a couple people that can in between and stuff. Yeah. And then you can check with in the process of checking to make sure everything's right, you check with this person and go, "Hey, is that right?" Just get some people you trust to take care of those things.
Exactly. Exactly. You are so fucking right. That's the whole thing. It's not so much you have to do everything on your own to make it right. It's your job to do a lot of the shit, but like you said, to find the qualified people to
Yeah.
do the shit and then just check in with them.
Yep.
That's what it. And I'm over here because I come from the camp of I hate when. So I wanted to make sure that when it came to my time doing it, I hate when companies are like they make it almost like it's the actor's job to put the butts in the seats. It's
Yeah.
not it's not the actor's job to sell tickets. You ask the actors, hey, promote this. Hey, you can sell these tickets. Hey, this, hey, that. But it's not the actor's job to do that. And I've been a part of productions where everybody's like, come on, y'all, we gotta push these tickets. Come on, guys, gotta make sure. I'm thinking like, bitch, that's not my job to fill. So I never said that shit. But I'm thinking, well, I don't want to be that guy. So I'm not necessarily, but the thing is, I should have at least been asking someone to help me with production,
Yeah.
asking someone to help me with this, to help me with that, and then just been like, "Hey, were you able to get blah blah blah?"
Yeah.
Or, "Hey, can you help me with this? Call me, you know, if you have an issue." And when they call me, just being available. Oh, okay. Oh, that didn't work out. Instead of I'm doing it, and that was one of the big things that I did it the first time. But another thing too, I think, is the first time that I did it last year. I think a lot of it was the I still have some of the like I started a company. Oh shit, I wanted to go right. But the first time, I think there may have been again subconscious. I think there may have been the whole I'm doing a show for the first time. Oh my god, you know, and that energy probably propelled me to just
Yeah.
hit the ground running on like fucking Sonic, just right. But this time I'm a little more Tails, where you play two player and like
Yeah.
if I die, I come back. But if Sonic dies, oh well, type shit. No. um, but yeah, man. So now, because it's all a learning process, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't learn, then that's on you, right?
True.
So the first time everything went good, everything was good. The one thing I didn't think about, which I made sure I had this time, and I want to have going forward, um, I didn't have handicap accessibility. I didn't have concessions. So I made sure that the place I had this time they had a handicap ramp if you needed a wheelchair. And I think that one of my cousins who happens to be in a wheelchair, whatever. I think she wanted to see it last year and couldn't, so she was able to see it this year. So that was a thing that was like wheelchair handicap people can see it. And then also I went to Sam's and I bought some Sprite, some Coke, some Diet Coke, a bag of motherfucking Frito chips or whatever. And then during intermission, we sold chips. So it's all learning process. From now on, we're gonna have concessions wherever the fuck we go. Because I didn't think about not only can you make money on concessions, but as the audience member, when you sit down, no matter how good or bad a production is, when you, as a person, when you sit down for a fucking hour
Yeah.
and then you get a time to go piss, you might be a little hungry. Like, so yeah.
No, that makes sense.
And then so this time, the thing going forward is you can't do it all by yourself. So now I have, I mean, you need a board for a company anyway, but now I have a board. We had a meeting, a few weeks ago to talk about how we're going to do the next show. And we started talking about some things. I brought some stuff up, but I even said to the people, hey, what ideas do you guys have? Some of these ideas I can't necessarily think of on my own, but I'm willing to do whatever needed. Give me homework, we'll make it happen. So now I'm not trying to do it all on my own. And I got good people in my fucking corner to help me get the shit done. And we're having another meeting Tuesday
Hmm.
because we had the idea that we're gonna have the first fundraiser for Aquarian Rising Productions, which is gonna be going up in about 5, 6 weeks. So yeah, man, it's like it's all a learning process of it's all a learning process of making sure that every time you do it, it's not bad, but whatever mistakes you make, you don't repeat them.
True.
That's really all it is. But yeah, I mean, the board for Aquarian Rising Productions at the moment, I mean, I couldn't be more fucking happy with the people that I have in my corner. And the fact that these people truly want to see me succeed, but as a team, they want to see us succeed. And
Mm.
the fact that on a personal level, I love all of them, but also on a business level, I respect all of them is something I couldn't have fucking like hoped for even more so. I mean, the first board for Aquarian Rising Productions consists of 4 people. Of course, myself, because you can put yourself on the board. So, of course, myself. And then, I mean, the director of A Color Funeral both times, who, going forward is amazing on a whole bunch of different fronts, and a great friend of mine, Darius, who I've talked about
Mm.
before, Nita Bionic, the writer of A Color Funeral, who is also going to be directing Top Dog later this year, who also is on the board. Um, I don't know if I ever said his name, but Greg. Yeah,
All right.
I'll just say Greg. Uh, and then my mom, who, yes, she is my mom, but has been
Fantastic.
yes, like has been acting for 4 decades, five, some going five, something like that, decades or whatever. An amazing, prolific actor, as
Yeah.
well as behind the scenes, like uh, does lights, all kind of other stuff. Has stage managed, has taught acting. Uh, she's got a million and one amazing ideas, all kind of shit. So like these are the people right now who, when I say like, yo, we can hit the switch of the personal, we can hit the switch of the business. They want to help me, whatever, and I'm not doing it all on my own. And there's still a sense of the weight of I'm producing,
Yeah.
but the weight is like lifted in the sense of like it's like I'm like, oh shit, I'm producing the show, but they're helping me lift the weight.
Yeah.
So I'm lifting the weight, like I feel it, but it's not like, oh shit, it's crushing me. It's like, no, they kind of they kind of
Yeah.
lifting the shit with me. Like we got this weight together. Like they came up with the idea of let's do some fundraisers to get the money to do the show. We all came up with the budget for the show together. You
There
know,
you go.
he talked about like, okay, this is how much it's gonna cost for this and this and that and this and that. Uh, then we started talking about, okay, what venues can we look at? And everybody
Yeah.
started ideas. If I had to come up with all this on my own, some of the shit I wouldn't have thought of, and then some of the other shit, um, I wouldn't have been as detailed. It's just so yeah, man.
Yeah.
Uh, and any other time talking like this, I would be like, damn, I'm being long winded, but that's kind of the point of the show
Well,
is for
yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, man. So at the end of the day, like like I say, I appreciate you kind of understanding that my mental with my car being broke down with is the main thing. Um, I appreciate you just kind of, you know, giving your boy some space and some understanding. because I still don't have a ride at the moment, and this is the longest that I have been without a car since I started driving. And again, I'm very much into psychology, and now I am consciously realizing that it's weighing on my subconscious. You really, at first I didn't realize, but now I'm like, yeah, it's kind of getting to me.
Mm.
Yeah, because I mean I've had a like a week or so, maybe more than a week that I didn't have a car, but this is like 3 months and counting. I mean, I have a possibility. Later on, like as this week progresses, I have the possibility of maybe getting a car throughout. So we'll see what happens. But um, but yeah, man. And again, part of the reason why it's been as long is because right before the show, my car broke down. The rehearsal process was 6 weeks, a month, so a month and a half. My car broke down and I'm paying out of pocket at the moment because I don't have the 501(c)(3) and all this shit yet, and so we don't have no donations, blah blah blah, and car breaks down right before the show starts, which no one expects. I get quoted for how much it's gonna cost to fix my car from the mechanic I go to, and it's way more than I fucking anticipated. So it's just like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna get a new car when I can. But um, I needed the money for the show.
Yeah.
And I can't just be like, well, let me put this money towards a car, and then now we don't have any money for the show, and then the actors who weren't in it for the money, but I still promised them something, you know. It's like I was telling one of my coworkers, I was like, I promised the actors like not much at all, but it's like I still promised y'all some.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm gonna
Pay
not
you and then not pay you.
and not pay you, and I'm already not paying you that much anyway. Not that you in it for the money, but still.
Yeah.
So that month and a half kicked off not like the car shit, and then it just snowballed forward. You feel me? But yeah, man. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, but it's gonna work itself out. Like the way that my job is, and then I had something come up suddenly. I needed to pay off that was like a good amount of money, and I was like, I'm picking up a lot of shifts at work and whatnot, but all that was going to like something that just like suddenly came up that I had to just pay off like real quick. So then I couldn't put that money towards the car too. I mean, but it's fucking life, dude. It is what it is. Now, I'm still, I'm working a normal 35 to 40 hours at the job, getting decent checks. And I feel like if it has to go another month, if this week I don't get a ride like I anticipate, if it has to go another month, I feel like within a month I should be good as far as having a ride. Because it's
Okay.
just it's just the whole thing of St. Louis public transportation system sucks, and
Yeah.
you know, and I don't have the freedom of
Better than Orlando.
really. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. But no, I don't have the freedom of going here or there as much as I want to. And sometimes I might want to just go see a movie. Sometimes I might want to motherfucking go for a drive. Sometimes going to work is easy. Uh, I might want to go see a friend in the show. I might want to motherfucking you know go somewhere and try to holler at some girls or some shit. Just whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? And you can't always do it as easy. You know what I mean? And it's kind of weighing on your boy, the freedom. But yeah, man. Without talking in circles now, how have you been? What have you been up to? Because I just kind of went on and on and on and on and on and on. So how have you been, my brother?
Oh. You thanked me earlier to my surprise, and I do want to respond one by thanking you for trying to take all the blame for the hiatus that we just had.
I put it on. What blame do
Where
you have?
I'm the reason the hiatus started because I had a trip at the beginning of February to Vegas to film some stuff or something, or to be part of a film, to more precisely. Um, not still not sure about how much details I can give about that. At least what it was and who was involved. I feel like I can talk about this more than what I did last summer.
Oh
Um,
yeah, which was cool as shit. The last summer thing, yeah.
yeah. So last summer I went to LA twice for two different films that I was filming to be part of. Or two I guess I can say it's if it's on IMDb, if I'm credited on IMDb, I should be able to say that I'm in something, right?
I would assume so, but don't quote me.
All right, then I won't say what they are. Just look me up on IMDb and you can find out. Bottom line is those
I would
two
assume.
things.
I'm just like, yeah, like I said,
No. You bring up a good point. I'm like, I don't know about legalities and the whatnot. I didn't sign anything. Like I didn't sign an NDA or
for,
nothing.
but you signed a contract to do the movie. No,
I didn't get paid for this. It
true, but sometimes you
yeah.
gotta go into it.
Yeah. But bottom line is I did two things last summer. And one of the directors from those, they were doing another thing. They do a lot of stuff. And they had another thing, and I was surprised. I got the gigs via uh the graciousness, the kind graces of
Yeah,
my roommate or former roommate, one of my good friends. That I refer to him on the show as roommate and stuff. But yeah, he's helped me out a lot
amazing dude.
and
Yeah.
stuff. And for Christmas last year, pretty much, or Garbage Day, actually, I've mentioned Garbage Day on the channel. He surprised me with another one of those kind of things. So I went out and did this one. This one was in Vegas, and boy, uh, one, Vegas apparently does get cold in February. I know it's the desert. You would
How
not
cold?
expect it to be cold, fucking colder than here. Cold enough for me to have to get an actual coat and gloves and stuff. It was pretty cold. Now it wasn't like snowy or nothing. Again, desert.
40s?
Yeah, oh, 40s and around that and lower,
Okay.
depending, but nothing like 20s or 10s and nothing. But it was still cold, especially at night. It was cold. But they're also it's a bit more north than you would think, I
Yeah.
guess.
If I picture a map in my head, I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess realistically, I just thought, oh, desert, hot all the time. And the only other time I had been to Vegas was around the first weekend of August. So, but went out there, and boy, that was an adventure in and of itself. Um, the night come in, issues with the hotel and the room and paying for said room that should have been paid off already, but the hotel decided to act differently because reasons.
Oh
I
no.
will say though, and I don't mind talking about this hotel and me being frustrated at the time. One, because I don't care, everything worked out. And it's that. And two, the hotel is being closed down to make room for apparently a baseball stadium. It is
Oh shit.
one of the older hotels on the Vegas Strip. It was the Tropicana. I have a card here. It was a Tropicana. It was the Tropicana in Las Vegas. It's apparently one of the oldest hotels. Has had a lot of people come through and stuff. But they're shutting it down.
Oh shit.
As of I think this month, they're
Oh
like
shit.
be demolishing it. And yeah, so I got to be one of the last, last few months, one of the last few 1,000 or so customers. Because I mean, it is Vegas.
The way you said last few thousand.
Well, I wanted to be like more like, but then I thought about it. I'm like, this is fucking Vegas, and they got me. Um, but no, it was fun. That So aside from night one, night two is Kai. All right, time to go shoot on location. Take out this I'm not from Vegas, but I got my handy dandy Uber app. Let's go out to the set. Get in the car or get in the Uber, talk to the guy, apparently a former MMA fighter or whatever. He wasn't like famous or nothing, but apparently he had like a 7-2 record or something like that, amateur MMA. He was a chill dude. And we're driving and we get out to a certain point where it said we had to go to like a ghost town. Like the thing is literally called like Nelson Ghost Town. So just go here. This is where we're shooting. Um, and there, I can say where we shot 3 months ago. It's not like they're still there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
but we went to
location.
Nelson Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Nelson Ghost Town. I not knowing what this is. I'm just like, okay, search it, put in the thing, go where the Uber says. So we're going, and we're driving, and we go out, and the city, the Strip in Vegas, obviously populated area. Get a little bit out, a little less populated. A little further out, you start seeing a lot more desert around. You got a lot more longer stretches of land between the big, populated areas. So we're in a long ass stretch of where it's just a lot of desert, a lot of me looking to the side, like that's a fuck ton of solar panels just sitting out here for like 2 miles. And that's literally all they were just solar panels. And I'm like, what are they even powering with those? But
Oh
we
shit.
get to a street where we turn down, then we go for like another 15 minutes into like with like where mountains start popping up around you and you're like going deep down and eventually the phone signal starts dying and there's no more phone signal.
You were
But we
away
get
from the
out
fucking
here.
cell phone towers.
Yeah, and we go
What
to
the?
this thing. It's like Nelson elevation 3,700 blah blah blah. So we up in the mountains. We up in the desert mountains, and we're driving, and we eventually get to what we think is where the Uber says, "Congratulations, you've arrived." There's only like 3 or 4 houses. It looks like it would be a ghost town. And show as hell don't look like nobody lives there, but it also doesn't look like anybody's filming there
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. And I can't call said people because the cell phone signal isn't working. And so we're confused. The GPS isn't working either. Cell phone signal's not working. Uber driver's like, I refuse to let you out of this car in this kind of situation because I'm not even sure you'd be able to get another Uber back if you had a signal. We are
Good
so
for
far
that dude.
out. Yeah. Oh no, I agreed. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, you got a point. That
Good for
said, I also have to be there at 11:45 and it's 11:30, so we got to
oh
figure this
shit.
out.
Yeah.
That kind of deal. Or no, I was aiming to be there at 11:45. I think I had to be there at noon, but you get my point. I'm like,
right. Right.
yeah,
Right.
I gotta hurry up. Got call time if makeup is needed. Boo boo doo da da da. So we eventually drive back like 10 minutes till we can finally get a signal. I make a call. They're like, "Yeah, we can barely phone signal, but yeah, you can keep coming down the street." Or they didn't say you can keep coming. They're like, "Yeah, but we're out here and so and so so so. Put in this address, or I'll text you the address. Maybe that'll work better." Because the address I found on Google for Nelson Ghost Town wasn't enough, apparently. Well, we eventually the driver calls his girlfriend. She Googles an address on her own with a GP, or she Googles some GPS directions on her own from where she is, and she sends them to him. And so we drive, and apparently the first Uber thing stopped us about 10 minutes earlier on the road than we needed to stop.
Oh shit.
See, what we had to do was keep, which I also suggested, but dude was like, I'm not listening. We're gonna turn backwards. Uh, we had to go down the road further, but we had to go farther than either of us was expecting because eventually it gets to like a mountain pass where you go around the mountain. And now it's real foggy. And it's like something out of a goddamn horror movie because ain't no other fucking cars on the road except us at this time. We're going into the fog, driving, no cell phone signal. And then eventually we come out of the fog, and then there's something else that's like Nelson's Ghost Town. Apparently, it's a tourist attraction in like Searchlight, Nevada. Um,
The name of the city is Searchlight.
yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
So they go, or maybe it's either Searchlight or Silverlight. I feel like it's Searchlight. Um, they go to, or we get there, and sure enough, we actually see people, and the dude's still like, I don't know, man. I don't know how you'll get home. You sure you want to get out of here? Because I don't think you'll be able to find an Uber, even if you can get a signal boosted here. I'm like, I'll figure something out. I do have to. I call out the car like, hey, are they filming while I'm not here? Yes. Cool. I gotta get out.
In
I
that
got
case,
the
yeah,
call
you have
time.
to. In that
Yeah,
case,
no, I'll get back to the hotel later. I'll burn that bridge when I cross it. Um, we'll go. So I get out the car, thank him. I tip him a lot to have it for all the extra
right.
the hassle and the extra foot, or extra mile he went. Um, and then, but once I got there, it was fine. It was fun. Now, out in the middle of nowhere, like I said, when it hit nighttime, if the lights weren't something that we brought, wasn't no fucking light. You don't need no. There ain't no street lights. There ain't no nothing. It's dark as shit. It's
Oh,
just the lights in the like. There was a bar or a tavern. Like all my scenes that I was in take place in the bar or whatever,
mm-hmm.
and that was over. Like a distance here, and a good like 5 to 10 minute walk to the main thing or the main like hub of everything if we wanted to like eat or whatever. And it wasn't daylight savings time, so it got dark around 6. And though they did provide dinner and everything, because these are some professional ass motherfuckers. The
That's what's
previous
up.
thing I did for them was at a like film studio in LA. This was, the on location thing, but I'm just saying these guys are, you know, they're good. Well, everybody's good. But the bottom line, I'm
I,
trying to make it. It was a long
yeah.
walk. We had to like pull out flashlights or use our phones as flashlights because we got to make sure we're not stepping into like a divot and like slide down and shit. Also, I'm paranoid about wildlife at this point. People are like, "Hey, at least it's winter. You don't have to deal with scorpions and shit." They're like the last
Tell
time
me
we
that shit.
they're like the last time we filmed on site for this at this location, we had scorpions and everything else and blah blah blah. I'm like,
Y'all
yeah,
could have kept that to
no.
yourself because now that's all I'm think about.
Yeah. But no, the food was good, the people were good. I luckily ran into some people from the thing last summer that we recognized each other and we talked and we got a little bit more of a rapport between the three of us. They were a lovely couple. Dude in that couple apparently has a book written about him. He does a lot of like he did a lot of fashion design or fashion and set design for a lot of people, a lot of celebrities, because he lived in Vegas for a long time and worked on the strip. He was talking about his favorite shows he's worked on at the Tropicana and the various celebrities he's worked with. So that was cool. They were showing me pictures of their house and stuff because they got a rich person house.
I
I
think
say I say rich person house, but I don't want to be like, oh, they're multi millionaires, but they obviously got more money than me.
I mean, if they didn't work with celebrities and
Yeah,
fucking like worked with some like big time shows, I'm assuming that they have some type of
yeah,
cash. So yeah.
exactly. But no, I eventually got a ride. They apparently were staying at the hotel across the street from where I was.
Come on, yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so because I was just like, hey, can I get a ride to the hotel they told y'all to go to? Because I had forgot, I didn't realize they had suggested a hotel for us to stay at.
Uh,
Uh, Like, can I get a ride to y'all hotel so I can Uber back? They're like, oh, we didn't stay at that hotel. That hotel's crap. We're staying on the strip. We're staying at the Luxor. I'm like, oh, we're
oh,
staying
the
at the
Luxor.
Tropicana. Yeah,
That,
they were staying at
that
the
you need money for
Luxor.
the Luxor.
Yeah, I was staying at the Tropicana, so which across the street, like literally walkway Luxor. Um, So got the ride back, and I rode with them back and forth the next day as
Perfect.
well. Or the next 2 days. I forget how many days I was there, but it was fun. It was Super Bowl weekend, so
Mm.
that was fun. It was fun, or the Super Bowl was that weekend. I was there from Tuesday to Thursday, so I was leaving as everybody was migrating, but there were flight delays and stuff, mainly because of Denver at the time, and it being a relay point and not having the capability at the time. I think weather was also a big deal.
Mhm.
But went to Vegas. Vegas was fun. I got some things. I got some like shot glasses. Could remember the Tropicana buy.
What's up?
And some stuff like that. So that was a fun trip in and of itself. And like I said, I got to meet some people that were in it, and I'm like, oh hey, I recognize you from this thing. I recognize your last name at the very least, and I recognize your face. And after you left, I'm like, oh, that was who that was? Okay, that makes sense.
Oh,
Cool.
like people like you reckon
Yeah,
people
that were
like
in the yeah,
oh
like
shit.
people that were in it. Like I don't want to be like, oh, they were B list, C list, D list celebrities or nothing. I'm not here to rank the celebrity of them, but I at least was like, oh, that's who you're from, and all of them were cool. The one guy that I didn't, or at least the ones that I was able to at least say hello to and talk to, were really cool. One guy really looked pissed off the whole time. Granted, his character was supposed to, and he definitely took his job fucking serious. There were a lot of times where extras on the set would be talking in between scenes. Like every time they cut, they're like quiet, still doing so. And so that dude eventually just like, look, guys, you're adults. We're professionals on a set. We need to be. And I'm like, I understand. I'm like, that man's serious about his job. I still hadn't known who he was at the time. He looked like Tommaso Ciampa to me. He wasn't, but he
Tommaso
looked
Ciampa
like.
looks scary.
Well,
So
yeah, he was a Tommaso Ciampa looking motherfucker, and he's
I wouldn't
usually
fuck with
cast.
Ciampa.
And when I saw his name and stuff, I'm like, oh, he's usually cast in roles where he looks like that kind of dude. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But it was cool because he was a biker in what I was watching. He was like the leader of a biker gang, so he had a commanding presence about him anyway. And that's what I'm saying. His character is supposed to be no nonsense and stuff. It was fun. Speaking of like bikers and stuff, it was fun seeing a couple of the people who were also bikers, like their family. Like one dude's like, "Oh, I'm also the consultant on like biker lifestyle and stuff, like how you actually act in a biker club." I'm like, "Oh, you know stuff about biker gangs? Clubs. We don't use gangs." He's like, "We're a biker club, yeah, but up in Detroit, and he starts talking about stuff about his family line or stuff and like what they were doing. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that. I'm like, yeah, that dude was giving advice earlier about like hand signals and stuff. Like, do this. This means this. Hey, your role is supposed to be your role in the game is supposed to be this. That means you glue to his side. You don't leave. You follow. So and so. Like he's like he was helping give etiquette, and he's in the same gang as Tommaso Ciampa,
Club.
and like so they were. Yeah, club. My bad.
I'm just fucking with you.
No, you're right. You're right. I don't need them riding up on me. Uh,
Oh shit. But no, no, I appreciate stuff that uses consultants. You know what
oh
I'm saying?
yeah.
Because they want to keep the authenticity for shit instead of just being like, we're just gonna say we do so and so because it's cool. It's like, no, we want to have whatever story we're telling be whatever, but we want to have it be authentic.
Mhm.
So I appreciate that. That's what's up.
Yeah. And there were about four of these people that were around the same level of celebrity or whatever in this. And part of the gift or the part of the gift part of what I got was I got to choose from the list of names like who I could work with.
Oh
And
shit.
so the person that I not knowing the context of the scene, I'd be working with them, but the person I got, essentially, I'm at the same table at this individual for a bunch of scenes, and I have a couple lines or something. I think this is the thing I've had the most lines in out of what I've done the past year.
Well, if
Cause
you went a few days, then yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's what's up.
well, not necessarily. I could just need to be in the
True,
scene for
true,
continuity's sake.
true.
Um, but the first thing I did in June of last year, the first time I went to LA last year, that I had no lines. I'm literally just supposed to be in the background. At least no lines in the script.
Mhm.
Just supposed to be in the background. I think I got because the guy I was working with, and he was a cool dude and of his own stuff. For that, he threw like a, talking to me like, "What do you think we got here?" type deal. And I was supposed to say something, and based on some shit that we were saying, I was just like, and me being a first time, I don't know, here not knowing what liberties I can take, so and so, so and so. I'm just trying to follow leads and stuff because I hadn't been on a like set, like a film set. I've been on a, I've been on other sets, obviously play sets and PSA or school PSA sets. I'm sure you've been on one of those as well. We've been on the same. Uh,
Well, yeah, I wasn't gonna interrupt your story, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we did the same thing.
but
When we were a lot younger. Yeah.
but yeah, but we were also a lot younger. Still my only paid gig. But that when we were a lot younger, we did that. But it had been a long time, and with that, I definitely knew there wasn't a lot of improvise, especially because my stupid self couldn't stop myself from saying certain lines certain ways back then. I don't feel good when I eat. um,
But I mean, right? But no, like people, he's right. Like whatever liberties you get to improvise is one thing, but you're not gonna improvise. Like we said, we were doing a PSA for his fucking students about teaching them about drugs and substance abuse. We're not gonna fucking just improvise some line. Oh hell no! The fuck?
yeah, and I don't know these people from Adam, so I'm trying to make a good first impression, maybe work with these people in the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not trying to step on toes. However, that particular thing was a lot more of an independent deal. Like, for instance, I think they are wrapping up or starting post production now because of how, independent it is. But yeah, so it was cool working with them, and it was kind of laid back in that regard. But I had no lines in the script. I'm supposed to just be there. However, it's funny because the character name I had initially ended up getting changed in the credits and stuff, and I'm fine with it. I think it's funny that the character name, at least according to the IMDb credit, is T Bone.
That,
For
that
funny
that's
reasons.
that's something that me and you and shout out to Ibn, shout out to
Yeah.
Big Bro, the
My
three of
my yeah, my roommate at the time was like, "Did you tell them to do this?" No, I did not.
yeah that
My name was supposed to be Lenny, and he
okay.
had another extra that day because he was borrowing his car for a prop, and he was gonna call that guy T Bone, but that guy had to leave early to go to work or something. He's like, "I'll leave my car here, but I gotta leave early." They're like, "Oh, so I guess we can't really shoot." They had even shot like the dude with a gun at one point. And they're like, "Well, I guess we can't use that footage. It won't be there in continuity for the rest of the scene." And I guess him in his head was just like, "Why don't I just call fucking Lenny T-Bone?" I don't think dude ever actually says his name. So yeah, he's T-Bone now. So that was cool.
Oh shit.
Then the second thing I did last summer, like I said, that was on a film studio. I had a couple more lines, but I was like part of an ensemble like deal, and I was like, okay, maybe if we get to practice, going back and forth, boop boop boop. Something I learned this past year, very little like before it's time to film practice between the actors.
Oh yeah. That's some shit that on
That's
films.
play shit.
Yeah, plays. Like I said, well, my bad, I was saying
No, go ahead.
I was saying like when we rehearsed for the show, I said my car broke down before rehearsals, which were 6 weeks. We were rehearsing the show before we did it for 3 nights. we rehearsed for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, film sets, you better learn your fucking
Yeah.
lines. So you
So,
get to go. So
well, learning my lines, obviously, not the problem. It's the deli- I, as a person and as an actor, usually build my stuff and my performance kind of in conjunction with whoever else I'm working in the scene with. Like,
yeah, yeah,
oh, I know how you're reacting, or I know how this person's gonna react. So now, if we practice doing this scene, we like, oh, that was a better way than doing it. But there's very little of that on the set unless you can talk to the person the day of and be like, hey, let's try and run real quick. Oh, I think this is a good idea. I think that is a bad idea. But didn't do too much of that aside from a little bit of line running on the second film. And one of the people in the scene had some camera fright when it came on.
okay.
There was another point where they're like, hey, guys, look out into the distance. And myself, I was like, I need to look out into the distance, but the camera's right there. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm trying to look past it, like, you know, camera focusing. I'm trying to look
Yeah.
like, but they're like, hey, I'm already looking at the camera. I'm like, okay, whatever. But any other shot, they didn't complain about that. But Bill will tell you I had way worse camera looking problems in high school. I had, people, the Family Guy liked to make fun of Jimmy Fallon for it. They would have been making fun of me if I was on Saturday Night Live back then.
Well, I would hope 20
Um,
some odd years later. Yeah.
well, yeah, well, not that much different being on a camera experience in between high school and now. However, I did some lines, worked with, another actor there who was more legendary than I knew
Oh shit. Okay.
when I was there. And I was like, oh, you know, but that
Oh,
was
you talking
cool.
about last
Yeah, last year.
yeah. Yeah, you told me
So,
that.
yeah. So that was cool. But, I had a couple more lines and I kind of felt bad because I was like, damn, I don't feel like I put in a lot, but at the same time I had like 3 or 4 lines. Um, we'll learn and grow, growing process. I'm just kind of in background, that. So this one, I'm like, hey, I have a couple more lines, but they're also in scenes with like 8 people, and it's like, 5 or 6 lines. Who's counting? But you know what I mean. Bottom line is, um, like, okay, we'll try and work with it. And there was a little bit more talking at the table. We're like, okay, we're gonna do this, that, and the other. But the second day, 2 of the guys at the table, they were done shooting. One of them had to go shoot something else, and and he was one of their celebrities. He was only there for a day or for a couple of days. If they couldn't shoot anything else, we'll shoot around it. We got all his lines. We'll figure out everything else after that. Uh,
Oh, so you gotta pretend he's at the table, but they just hey, that's acting.
yeah. Um, but there was also the second day, there was another guy at my table who also had to be gone. And he had lines
hmm
that hadn't been filmed.
Oh shit.
And the other is like there were 4 of us at our table, and the other dude who was pretty much extra tier with me, and he was just like, why don't you just say your stuff? I don't think anybody would matter or anybody would care. You seem like a so so. So I ended up getting 2 extra lines. It was one of those things where, better to ask forgiveness than to
The
ask
permission.
permission. So I just kind of, when those things came up, I just said them or something along those lines. And so that was fun. And I got to get some extra lines there.
And the director didn't say shit, so
No, they just kept it going. You're like,
they probably appreciated that
yeah.
somebody said the shit. So,
Yeah, so and that kind of helped me. And then I think also there was a couple things I saw with my celebrity at the table where he would like change, where he would also, like I said, ask for forgiveness as opposed to permission. I'm realizing a lot more of that's fine. That's a more fine approach, especially if I do anything with these directors again. Now, I'm not saying I'm gonna go in there and be like, I think he should talk with, boss.
well, it's
But
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a whole different. What the fuck are you doing? We never
Yeah.
like, huh? Yeah,
But if I want to like throw in something to that I feel like my take on this character is, and they'll tell me if I'm wrong. But they'll
exactly.
also be like, "Oh shit, you said this, do that," or they're like, "Hey, you did this, do that again." And I saw them doing that with a lot of people, and I was like, "Okay, this is how I can do it." And I also got to see a little bit of the creative process for people where it's like, even if they didn't have that many lines or that much practice with people beforehand, how they were able to still get to, this is more than just town person number three.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because like you said, you're not always when it comes to film, you're not awarded the luxury
Yeah.
of meeting the person. Sometimes, like you said, a lot of times, not only do you not rehearse beforehand or whatever, but you meet the person for the first time right before the motherfucker says action. So you
Yeah,
don't even
like,
you don't even like I don't even know I didn't know you existed until seconds before we fucking stepped in this fucking scene. So yeah.
yeah, they were actually congratulating a lot of us because the second day there's a big everybody yelling type deal, and they were actually thanking us that somebody, I think it was the other guy at my table, and I agreed with him. There was like, let since this is an everybody yelling thing, let's try and practice the lines for the rest of the people so y'all can know when to say something, and it made the recording of the actual scene when it came along go a lot smoother naturally. But at least we got something on that second day because we were like, hey, let's do this. And the directors obviously were thankful. But yeah, no, the Vegas trip was fun. Trash or coming back also was annoying because trying to get an Uber at the airport there for whatever reason took an extra hour after I had picked up my bags just to get someone to accept the ride.
That's what I was gonna say. It took an hour to get the Uber. Goddamn.
Yeah, I was a bit frustrated. Anything that didn't involve transportation to the set the first day or home when I got back to the city I live in. Yeah.
But yeah,
But
man.
yeah, everything else, the shooting itself, meeting up with the couple, the lovely couple, love them both. They were awesome. If I see them again, we also shared at least because we had to arrange for rides. Hey, call us in the morning. But we also kind of made an agreement like if we do get kind of leads to keep each other in, especially to be both in the little like small extra because they were kind of like same size role I had in this, if not slightly bigger. But they were like, "Hey, if we get any more of this stuff, let's keep each other in the
That's
loop."
what's
So
up.
yeah, networking. So that was cool.
Yeah. Dude, like, no, man, you got you at this point, you're developing a reel.
Yeah, that's the idea. Is when these things come out, is to at least have some kind of reel. I also want to figure out how to make a other kind of reel, like a voice actor reel, so I can get into voice acting and stuff. Because I feel like less transportation involved and less being more broke than I naturally am for the following 8 months to pay off the flight tickets.
Oh yeah. Um,
So it's easier to do. Yeah, and I like voice acting just as much. No, I mean, people who know me know I like making voices. There's more to voice acting than just making voices. Yes, I'm aware. The bottom line.
as you make a voice to say. um, no, man, you doing the voice acting thing makes a lot of sense because as long as I've known you, yeah, that's something that you've always kind of just wanted to do.
Mhm.
Not like, oh, my passion is voice acting, but that's something that you've always just kind of done and wanted to do. Is just
Yeah.
make shit. So it makes sense. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, but yeah, man, look, at the end of the day, bro, like while we were gone, we both had some very eventful fucking, you know, two, three, whatever the fuck months, 2.5 months away from whatever we want, y'all. Uh, and here's hoping that y'all who are watching and listening, here's hoping that y'all had some eventful or uneventful for that matter, in a good way, 2.5 months or so as well, man. No, bro, like yo, we both were also advancing in our passion. So yeah,
Mhm.
because we both fucking love this fucking thing called acting and can't stay away from it for
Love
good reason.
entertaining people.
Facts, man, for real. Shout out to this fucking thing that we're doing right now. But yo, all that being said, people, welcome back to whatever we want, and we about to get this shit going again, and make it do what it do. uh Keep it going again on the weekly basis like we had been doing on these Wednesdays. So all that being said, if you would like to follow us on our respective socials, then you can go ahead and follow yours truly. Go ahead and look me up on Twitter under the name. Well, first of all, go ahead. I forgot to say, see, ain't done this shit in a minute. I got to get back in the swing of doing this shit. So, anywhere you stream your music, I am also a rapper. And a few years ago, 2021, I dropped my debut solo album, My Secret Identity. I know it's a few years later, but you can still go and listen to the shit. So go ahead and look me up under the name Superjaz. That's going to be Superjaz. My Secret Identity. Type in Superjaz My Secret Identity since I'm not that famous yet. Also on Twitter, look me up under the name Superjaz2. So that's Superjaz number 2. And check me out on Instagram under the name Forever Superjaz, the word forever spelled correctly. As well as go ahead, this all inclusive, ever elusive production company that I start talk about for this theater company and whatnot. Go ahead and like the Facebook page Aquarian Rising Productions to stay up to date with all things with the theater company, and that is Aquarian, not Aquarius. Where can they find you, sir?
Well, yes, obviously you guys can find me here on this channel. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube on the channel Feo Grande. That is Feo Grande. Got a few shows over there now. Something else I've been up to in the past couple months. I do a few shows over there with a good friend of mine, good friend of the show, Bill Smith.
Shout out to Bill.
Yeah. On Tuesdays, we got a show called This Guy Hasn't Seen. We share
Dope
things
show.
back and forth, kind of like a movie club or an entertainment club or whatever. Um, Last week we did Apocalypse Now. This week, I believe it's Casablanca. Uh,
Who
yeah,
saw what? Oh shit. Not the
Casablanca.
typical movies for your ass.
You know, you're right. They aren't typical movies for my so, I wonder who saw what. The bottom line, we saw those movies, and you can check out our reviews of that. That'll be, so that would have been this week is Casablanca. I also on Saturdays have a show with Bill called You Don't Watch Sports. So it's two guys talking about three topics. Help you sprinkle a little information into your casual sports conversation. That's where you're guiding light through the sea that is sports talk. We also have a show. I'm not sure about us if it's a weekly thing or a day of the week or whatever, but it is a third show that will be a series on our channel called Mocked Draft, where we kind of just we draft random things. We go, hey, here's a draft. Here's a I just random example top of my head. What kitchen utensil would be the best like football player or for football position? Draft a football team using kitchen utensils. Oh man, the Knight's a good lineman. Turning horizontal or whatever. Bottom line is we got our first
That's funny.
episode of that definitely is up by now. We did a little fantasy draft for wrestling. It's gonna be a random through line through it where we get like little points and stuff in addition to our random, normal episodes. Um but yeah, so check that out. I also have a Twitter and Twitch, Giotavi, Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. So yeah,
Hey yo, good people. Like I said, thanks for understanding. And like I said, we will be back to doing this on a weekly basis. Just getting back to this is letting me realize how much I enjoy doing this and the true essence of this, which is even though we're doing the podcast, the reason why me and Omari is weird calling you Omari. Where the fuck that come from? That is your name though. But the reason why
Well, you see.
he said, well, my mother, no. The reason why me and Omari started doing this shit was because one, we did want to do a podcast, but we also were like, I want an excuse to talk to my best friend for a minute, you know? So, yeah. So, it just doing this reminded me, one, how nice it is to be on the camera doing the podcast, but also how fun it is to just talk shit with my best friend and catch up and shit. It really did. Like, I remembered that as we were doing this just now. So, I appreciate y'all watching. And, I mean, till then, I mean, it's been fucking 2.5 months. What the fuck are we gonna talk about next time?
Whatever we want.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Yeah. Be happy, damn it. Adios.